Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Austin, and I'm telling you a story time. Don't worry about the background, I'm getting notifications and all that. But I just wanted to tell y'all a little bit about what happened 4 months ago. It was either 4 or 3 months ago. Well, this took place in school. Got up for a regular day, went to school, and then when I woke up, I put a beer can in my book bag. Don't know why. I was being stupid, but I had a friend that texted me saying, can I have your Louis Vuitton belt? Because I had one. And then all that. And so I was like, yeah. He was giving me a jewel for the Louis Vuitton belt. So I accepted the deal. But when I went to school, I met him in the cafeteria. And after the cafeteria was over, um, we went into the hall. He gave me the jewel, and I gave him a Louis Vuitton belt. He scammed me off of it. I got scammed. He gave me the top piece of a jewel, but I didn't really care because I didn't want the Louis Vuitton belt at all. But it's equal. But I didn't keep the top piece of the jewel. I threw it away because I have a Molly e e-cig right now. But yeah, the beer can dropped in my book bag. He saw it. I put the beer can back in my book bag, so no one would see it. And then later on the day, we went to PE, and that PE is where things got really, really bad. So he told his friends what happened and about how I have a beer can in my book bag, and then how it fell out and all that. So they was like, let me see, let me see. And I was like, okay. I was being dumb, so I showed him. And then he takes a picture of it. And he says on Snapchat, finna be lit. In my head, I was like, bro, you're about to get in trouble. And so we get in trouble because he posts it on Snapchat. And the principal sees it. And so when PE is over, he grabs, let's give him a name, John. He grabs John and asks him where's the beer can. John says, I don't know. The principal says, where's the beer can? John says, it's behind the bleachers. And the principal's like, follow me. He takes John to his office. In his office, he asks him all about that. And he finds me at my classroom when I was unpacking my stuff. And then at this time, I was talking to a girl. And then this is the time where I asked her out because she wanted me to. So I asked her out. Unluckiest day ever. And so I asked her out. He comes and asks me to come with him. I put my bag down. I was like, okay. So he takes me to the guidance office. And in the guidance office, I'm sitting there for like 30 minutes, possibly. And then he comes to me after talking to John. He was like, do you want me to check in your bag? Because I already know what it is. And I was like, no, why do you need to check if you know what it is? What's the point of that? And so he checks, and then he finds the beer can. He was like, you know you're not supposed to have alcohol, drugs, or none of this in school. I was like, yeah, I know. I was just being dumb and wasn't thinking right. So he tells me to go sit back down in the guidance office. I sit down for almost an hour. After the hour passes, he tells me to go to the front office. After the front office, I sit in the front office for 2 hours straight. He calls my mom and tells her what happens. And he was like, I need you to come down to school so we can have a meeting with the guidance office people and me. And that happens. And I'm sitting in the office still. My mama comes to school, and then she looks at me with a mean face. And then they go have a meeting while I'm still in the front office. They come out. My mama tells me what happened and what they said. And then after that, my mom was on the phone with my grandma. And at this point, I knew because I was in the car and I heard her. And she was outside the car, walking and talking. So I heard her. And she was like, I'm about to send Austin to your house because he did something very bad. He brought a beer can to school and got suspended for 10 days. And then he has a tribunal coming up after the 10 days. So I go to my grandma's for a whole week, get picked up by my mom on the weekend, We go back home. I help her clean up the house. And then the next month comes. This is the day where I go to tribunal. I go to tribunal. And then it didn't go so good. I was having a meeting with my teachers about situations. And then this is where the part really happens. I go to another meeting, which is down the hall from the other meeting I had. So there's these 4 big guys and this one girl. This guy was like, we have to record everything so they can see what if I am telling the truth or not. So I was like, fuck it. I'm already caught. I told the truth. I wasn't lying about it. And they asked me questions about why you did it. I said, I don't know. I wasn't thinking. They was like, okay. And then this is where the principal was like, well, I got a message about putting Austin in TLC for the rest of the year. And in my head, I was like, fuck, I'm fucked now. And we all know TLC is not the best place to go. And so the meeting's still going and going. They asked my mom if that was okay with her. She's like, yeah, he needs to be there. He needs to be there. Get his stuff done. And then the meeting was over. We go back to the other meeting, and they tell them what they suggested. And everybody was like sad because they actually missed me. So I was about to burst in tears, but I held it in. It's like getting life in prison, because in TLC, if you're not from our schools, which is in Lee County, Middle School West, in TLC it's basically like prison. You stay in one room for the rest of the day. You are sitting in a cubicle desk. You're sitting on a computer all day doing work nonstop. So it's kind of like prison. And then few months pass. I'm in TLC for like 3.5 months. And then I have a teacher that is trying to get me out of TLC to give me one more chance. So she asks the principal, it's like, I want to see if we can give Austin one more chance to redeem himself and see if he can go good. And so he went to go talk to the people that we had a meeting with, and went to go talk to the person that runs TLC. He said yeah. People said yeah that we had a meeting with. And then so the next day, I go to my teacher. She was like, you're having a meeting with your principal. I was like, okay. And then I go in the meeting. It's just me and him, so I wouldn't call it a meeting, but yeah. So I go in there. I sit down. He talks to me. He's like, Austin, this is a one-time chance. No one has ever gotten a second chance like this. You're lucky. And you're lucky your teachers love you. I was like, yeah, I know. And he's like, you can't mess this up because this is only a one-time thing. I was like, I know. And then he's like, we're going to give you 1 week to redeem yourself. And if you do good, you can come back to regular school and not be in TLC. So, about a week. He was like, next week you're coming back to regular school, because this was like on a Monday or a Tuesday that he told me this. So this week passes, next week comes, I go back to regular school. It's alright, it's good. And a few weeks later, I get into a slap box, which y'all all know what a slap box is. If you don't, where you at? So I get in the slap box. I start it first, because I'm dumb. This is like on the way to lunch. I slap a kid. He slaps me. I slap him back. I knock his glasses off. And he slaps me. And a friend comes and jumps in and just, boom, slaps me in the face. Leaves a hand mark on my face. I get in trouble. He got in trouble. But the other kid didn't get in trouble. But he was like, you can't do this, because this is a one-time thing. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, alright, don't make this ever happen again. And then a week goes by. My teacher, she was like, she made a new rule up where If you have your phone out, you get it taken away. No more warnings. So I go into class. I take my phone out, but I had my friend hold on to my phone. So another friend takes his phone out first. Teacher sees it, doesn't give him no warning. She just looks at him, doesn't say nothing. I take my phone out. She gives me a warning. And then I was mad because she didn't take his phone out. Because she said no warning. So I got mad. I flicked her off. I gave her the middle finger. And then she was like, I'm texting your other teacher to come get you or something. And this is like at the end of the day where I'm about to go get on the bus and stuff. So I'm waiting, bus and all that. She takes my phone up for a week. My mama goes and pays $10. The next week comes. I go to my other class because I got kicked out my other class for a day. So I'm at my other class. And then I do work in there. And then time goes by. I go back to my class that I got kicked out of for a day. And so I go there. I sit in there, do a little bit of work, wait for PE, PE, whatever second connections is, class and all that comes. And then I get a call off the media comm from the principal. He tells me to come up, and I go up there. He's like, you just messed this up for you. This was a one-time thing and all that. And then he was like, starting next week, you will be starting back in TLC. It's going to be okay. It's going to be good for you. Maybe you can get your work done faster and all that. And I'm like, I don't think so. And I'm getting mad because I don't want to go back to TLC and all that, even though I started all this. So that happens. Day goes by. It's fine. Next week, I start off TLC again. Day goes fine. So yeah, that's it for the story. Moral of the story, don't be a dumbass and bring things to school, because it can get you in some serious trouble. I was lucky enough not to have the cops on me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the story. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This was a 12-minute video. But yeah, I hope you like it. So yeah, don't be a dumbass like me.